Good evening, penny pinchers. Welcome back. The very last day of September, boys. It's unreal. Time is flying. Time is flying. And I tell you what, if you do, if you can turn your cows into some forage in October, it'll make your heart happy. We are pleased at the regrowth in this field right here, guys. Got several grass plants that's completely grown back. Remember the tip we talked about there? But look at this right here, guys. I mean, you talk about a bite for a cow to be taken in October. That will do them good and help them too, as Papa used to say. But guys, I had an interesting cattlemen's meeting last night. Love our local cattlemen's association here in Jackson County. I tell you what, there's a lot of good men and women in ours. And if you are local, or if you're somewhere else and you have a local cattlemen's association, I urge you to join. There's so much good information out there, guys. When you get to the point that you think that you know it all, you'll start going backwards. And that's something we try our best to keep an open mind with here at Penny Pincher Farm. We know we do a lot of talking and promoting, but I'll be the first to tell you that we don't know everything. And I don't know that there's a soul that knows everything when it comes to the cattle business and farming and all that. But an interesting topic come up last night. We had a local vet come in, and he started his presentation out kind of like a cost analysis type deal. And he was talking about a veterinarian conference that he just come through, and that was the first thing that they made them guys do. And the question was asked, how many cows does it take to for somebody to make a living on the farm? And he said 50, 100, 500. And he said at their conference or whatever that these veterinarians said that you could make a good living on 500 head of cattle. You can make a living on the farm that way. And then he made them write out a cost analysis sheet. So the first thing they put on their cost analysis sheet was their tractor, right? You got to have a tractor if you're going to farm, right? You have to have one. There ain't no way around it. You have to have a tractor. So they put their tractor on the top line, then they put their machinery. They put their hay equipment on there, their disc mower, their rake, their baler. And then they put in their fertilized bill, and then they put in, I think he said they made them rent their land. So they had their lease payment in there for the sake of the example. And a few other things. I mean, normal hay, the cost of the fuel cost of putting up hay, fuel cost of spreading fertilizer, and feeding ground corn, feeding sweet feed. They come up with a number of however many ton that 500 head would require of feed, and they worked it out. And I think they done a fall calving herd and a spring calving herd, and I can't remember the details, but one of them worked out to each cow after they sold that year's calf at the market average. I think for a 500, 600, 700 pound steer, I think is what they averaged. It come out to each cow costing almost $2. So on your 500 mama cows, they costed you $2 a piece by the time you sold their calves and paid all your bills. So then he asked the question again, since 500 cows don't work, he asked this group of veterinarians, he said, how many more cows are we going to have to add to make this math work? And I was proud of our Jackson Countyans because they started laughing. Guys, it don't work. It don't matter if you add any more cows or not. You're just going to be losing $2 a head on however many more you add. Guys, it's it's pretty comical, and it was good to see that one of our leaders in the business recognizes that and promotes that. And that was one of the bills, a vet bill. He put in a vet bill in there for, you know, so many dollars for each head, right? So vaccination programs and just miscellaneous type stuff, right? So I mean, it worked out to where you are not going to make money in the cattle business. And he wrapped it back around to the reason we do this, guys, is because we like it, because we have a passion for it. And then he went on about his business and switched topics and talked about some vet things and mineral programs and stuff like that he suggested. And it was a really good talk. But all the while, I'm sitting back there in the back, and like I say, we're not downgrading nobody by no means whatsoever, guys, so don't even think that. To each man their own. But we're sitting over here at Penny Pincher Farms. We're using Grandpa's tractor, right? So that's not a cost except for fuel and repairs. So that's a blessing in itself. And we're using his bush hog, so that's a blessing in itself. So we do have some things going for us here. But I was just running through my mind during this little session. I thought, okay, say that we had 20 mama cows, right? So that's a pretty good number for the average cattle farmer around this area, 20. You have some that has 120, and you have some like us that's got 13 or 14 mama cows. So say that instead of buying a tractor, instead of buying hay equipment, instead of buying a bush hog, instead of buying all that stuff, say you rented it, kind of like we do. Just for hard math, we got 70 acres here on this farm, guys. 60 of it is pasture roundabout. So just say for easy numbers, if you really got into this discussion, guys, if you wanted to write it down, say we paid our neighbor $500 to come and bush hog our property one time a year. That's $500, right? And I feel like that's probably a pretty good price. And people say, no, you couldn't bush hog. Well, you probably can't. So add whatever number in there you think it would cost somebody to custom bush hog a 60-acre farm. For easy math, we're going to say $500. We don't fertilize. We don't make hay, we buy hay. Last year we used 14 rows. So let's say we spend another $500 on hay, and that's going to give us more than we need because we got better grass this year because our soil's getting better because of rotational grazing. So say we spend $1,000 in bush hogging and hay. And then what else? Let's give in don't let me miss nothing, Junior. We got the bush hogging covered, we got the hay covered. We don't fertilize, so we ain't gonna put fertilizer down. That's a big cost savings.
Minerals?
Let's give a big number for mineral. We don't feed ground feed, guys. We graze grass year round.
Salt and minerals, we probably $250 a year.
Let's do 500.
All right.
Let's say that the penny pinchers is crazy and we spent $500 in mineral and $500 in vet cost. Let's go crazy, guys. So is that right? $2,000? Say we spent $2,000, guys. And I feel like that's pretty generous. I feel like those are pretty generous numbers. You could add to the bush hogging, you could add to the haying if you wanted to. But still, yeah, just for the sake of time and easy math, say we spend $2,000 a year on this farm for this cattle herd of 13 mamas. And let's do $500 for renting a bull. Let's lease our bull. $500 for leasing our bull. There we go. $2,500, guys. $2,500, and that's bad close. That's bad darn close to the numbers that we're running here and have been running, guys. Now sell your calves. You've got all your expenses paid, totaling up to $2,500. And you sell 13 baby calves. Well, heck, say you sell 10 baby calves. Say you lose 3. Say you sell 10 baby calves at a very low price of $500 a piece. 10 times 500, Junior.
5,000.
5,000, just double checking. Guys,
Made $2,500.
you made in your pocket after you paid everything $2,500. And that's losing 3 calves, and that's having a $500 mineral and vet bill and leasing your bull. Guys, that's what we're trying to promote here at Penny Pincher Farms. And a lot of people fail to, when they're doing these cost analysis, they forget that they have to pay for their tractor. They forget that those tractors have taxes and insurance. They forget that they have to put fuel in them every time they turn them on.
$5 a gallon.
Yeah, $5 a gallon right now. Thank you, Ian. But guys, that's why we are so adamant at getting this news out there to you guys. If you, I mean, it is what it is. Cattlemen in general are doom and gloom because most of the time what we need to have for our cows are minerals and gas and all that's high. Most of the time cattle's cheap, right? So we're doomed from the start. And why in the world do we keep doing it? Well, number one, because we love it. That's our go-to answer, right? But guys, we're here to tell you that there is a way. There is a way, and like I say, it's to each their own. If you need a tractor for whatever reason, and you can justify buying a $20,000 tractor or even a whatever the tractor goes for these days, I'd say you buy a fairly good used one for $20,000 and not have much trouble. But guys, by the time you buy your roller, by the time you buy your rakes and mowers and all that kind of thing and bush hogs, guys, sit down and put your differences aside and look at put the pencil to the paper.
And count your time.
Yeah, don't forget to pay yourself. I mean, we all like getting paid for the time that we put into things. But guys, that's our thinking here at Penny Pincher Farm, and we realize we're not in the feedlot business. We're in the very small cow-calf operation business, guys. So I recognize that tractors and hay and all that stuff has their place, but my thinking is, guys, our farm is profitable, right? So since our farm is profitable, we have the overhead to invest more in our workers. We can buy that $40 roll of hay from our neighbor that took the time to put fertilizer on his hay ground and do it the right way and produce a really good product. We can afford to pay our vet to make multiple visits out here and start a good vaccination program because our cows are making us money, guys. When your cows aren't making you money, when your farm is not making you money, you are not going to put the proper nutrition into your animals. You're not going to put the proper vaccination into your animals that they might need. So that's kind of what we come out of that last night. And like I say, we are not putting nobody down by no means. Our thinking is if half of the farmers, even a quarter, could start doing something like this and start making money on their farm again, it's gonna help our brothers and our sisters that's raising and producing hay, because we can pay them and just get them close to what they actually deserve. We've talked about it many times before, guys. In Jackson County, a roll of hay is going to bring about $25 a roll, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Just because they ain't nobody going to pay no more than that. And it's a shame for the men and the women that's taking the time to fertilize their hay ground and put out a good product. And we're just thankful, guys. Like I say, the first thing that we admit is that we do not know it all and we do not have the answer. But we do feel like we've got a pretty good jump start on being able to get back to the farm again, guys. If you're not running budgets or cost analysis, whatever you want. If you don't know whether or not your cows are making money, hey, I'll just tell it like it is. You need to get with the program. Or you just may be one of these people that they don't need to make money. You just like having them, and you got a good town job, and you don't care whether they make money or not, and that is perfectly fine. That's the position I'm striving to get to one of these days. I'm not there by no means anytime soon. But if that's you, hey, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But guys, that's our soapbox today, and we are thankful that we have stumbled upon some grazing management that allows us to grow grass and be able to winter our cows on grass for the biggest majority of the winter without even having to feed much hay. So guys, what you got on your mind, Junior? What do we miss?
I don't think you covered it all.
I mean, really think about it, guys. I mean, really think about what you have to have and what you don't necessarily have to have. We've come out here and we've run a paddock line and took one down, and me and Dad's got to spend 30, 45 minutes out here working together, talking about life, talking about cows, talking about whatever, spending quality time with each other. It ain't work. It is not work, guys. I mean, when you're having fun and you enjoy something, you can't call it work. But I tell you what, when you can do something that you enjoy and it will pay you a check at the end of the year, hey, that makes it even more sweeter. But this is Penny Pitcher Farm. We're going to sign out. Going into Saturday, we're going to have a good weekend. We'll probably see you guys probably Monday, if I was guessing. But until we meet again, we're going to let the grass grow and give God all the glory.